Hey guys, Mike here from Lunch Money Comics with a rather different video from me. This is only my second ever CGC submission and unboxing video. You'll notice several slab books on the shelf behind me, but almost all of those I bought or traded for already slabbed. This is only the second time I've submitted books to CGC on my own. Now, the reason I don't do it very often, I make no secret about it, I don't love slabbed books. I tend to prefer books raw. I feel like once you encapsulate them in a hard plastic case, the function of that thing is no longer there. It's not a comic book anymore. It is firmly a collectible. However, I think there are several very good reasons to encapsulate a book. The first one is high value. Books that are very expensive, I think you should absolutely grade them. You know exactly what their value is if you ever have to sell or trade it in the future. And also, of course, it protects it. Two, if it is a legacy comic book, meaning it's one that you plan to hold on to for a long time, or more importantly, pass on to your children or loved ones, in the future, God forbid, if they know what the value of that book is, it'll make life a lot easier, especially if they don't know much about comic books. And thirdly, preservation, especially for older books, golden age books. I think it's a great idea to encapsulate them to make sure they don't degrade any further. Well, the books I'm going to show you today sort of hit all of those criterias, because I'm going to show you two books I'm submitting under the unlimited value tier, the most expensive tier there is. Guys, the other reason I don't like encapsulating books, it's really expensive. So it's going to cost me a lot to submit these, but these are two books I found in strange and unusual places, and I think they're absolutely worth encapsulating. I'm actually sending several different tiers, and I'm going to break this up into several different videos because I'll be getting them back at different times. So the plan is I'm going to show you guys the books right now, the sort of before, and then I'm going to fast forward hopefully a week or two from now and show you guys the after once I get them back and see what the grade is. But I'm also going to show you before and after pictures of when I got them, and then after they were worked on by my friend Jeff from Comic Spa. I talk about Jeff all the time. I sing his praises, one of the best cleaners and pressers of books in the whole country, in my opinion. And he takes fantastic pictures of a book before he works on it. So I'm going to hold these books up. I'm going to talk through what was wrong with it when I got it, what he did to improve it, what we think the grade is going to be, and then hopefully we'll fast forward a few weeks and you guys get to see the final reveal. Man, I am nervous. So let's jump into the very first one, guys, and it is a doozy. Those of you who watch my channel probably know what's coming. Yeah. Here we have The Incredible Hulk, number 181, first full appearance of Wolverine. Not to completely rehash the story I've told many times on my channel, I found this in a basement collection of one of my neighbors. I was helping go through his comic books, appraise them, and sell them. I saw this book. I couldn't live without it. He gave me a fantastic deal because I was helping him. However, this book did have some serious issues when I got it. It was laying loose in a photo box, not bagged or boarded, and it was very well read. So it is complete with the Marvel value stamp, of course. It actually presents really, really well. The colors are bright. However, it does have your general wear and tear with creases and color breaks. There are a few very long creases, including what looked to be like a subscription crease right down the middle, and a heavy crease diagonally down by the corner. These longer creases had very thin and sort of sporadic color breaks. You can't see them very much, but they are definitely there. There's a little bit of foreign substance in a dog-ear crease at the bottom right of the cover. The spine was the worst part, with many color-breaking ticks and blunted corners. There are some slight tears near the staples. There was also some marker in the title and on the back cover that kind of looked like yellow highlighter. And that back cover also had some very heavy creases and impressions, some minor staining on the spine, and there was also a very slight spine roll. And the biggest issue was there was some small damage on the back cover which pushed through to the inside of the book without tearing. Well, afterwards, guys, it looks remarkably better. He dry cleaned it, he pressed it, he removed the spine roll, and he squared the book up. He buffed it with his famous wool sock, and now it looks absolutely fantastic. I only had Jeff dry clean it. He didn't do like an aqueous bath. So the highlighter, which may have been able to get removed, it's still evident. But all the creases have been removed due to that pressing. The color breaks remain, of course, but they're definitely as good as they're going to get. They definitely seem less obvious now, especially along that straightened spine. The lower right corner still has a little bit of foreign substance. That back cover still shows a highlighter, but most of the indentations have been pressed out. It's especially impressive with what he was able to do to eliminate that deep indentation at the top. And you can barely see where that small spot of damage was on the back. So altogether, guys, it is nice and flat, and the gloss on it is fantastic after his famous buffing. One of the other services that Jeff does is he submits all these pictures after he works on it to the CGC forums under the thread, "Buddy, can you spare a grade?" where basically people look at the pictures and they give their opinions of what it's going to be. When I got this book from my friend, I thought it was like in a 4.0 range. I thought if Jeff cleaned and pressed it, it would be a 4.5. That's still my assessment. I think it's a 4.5. I think that was the consensus on the CGC forums. Jeff is optimistic, as always, is hoping it's going to be a 5. Guys, I will be happy with a 4 or higher, absolutely. I think it's a great presenting book, and this is absolutely one that's a legacy book for me. I'm going to have for a long time and maybe pass down to my children in the far future. So there it is, guys. Hulk 181. Absolutely wish me luck for this one. The second book I'm sending in is probably equally as valuable, but far more mysterious. And it is this right here. So this is an Archie fan club magazine that was an exclusive shoe store promotion. That's where it was given out. It's from December of 1949. And I got this at an estate sale where they had a lot of Golden Age comic books. I got a whole bunch of them, and I paid a little bit more money for most of like the DC ones and the Good Girl art, but this one was there for $5. And the reason I got it, I've never seen an Archie like this, guys. And when you see stuff you've never seen before, it's worth getting. Most remarkably about this book is the condition. I only have a few before pictures to show you guys because there really wasn't that much done. There were several indentations along the spine, a little bit of a crease on the bottom left-hand corner. There was a printer error by Veronica's leg. Back cover looked great. So I gave this to Jeff, and really he just had to press it, guys, and almost all of those creases came out. There is still one and only one tiny little color break right on the spine behind Archie, but that is it. We sent this to the forums, and the consensus was an 8.5 all the way up to a 9.4. I'm hoping this comes back as a 9.0. But guys, more important than that, this book has never been sold. As far as I know, on all the auction sites I had all the whole internet scouring every auction site there was. We haven't seen any copy of this particular book sold on eBay, Heritage, or anything like that. Similar other ones from other months in 1949 and 48 have come to auction and are on eBay, but not this particular book, which means if this book got graded, it would be the only one on the census. I've had several people contact me about this book, wanting to buy it, Archie collectors. But mostly, guys, I just want to submit it and see what it actually comes back at. It's a 1949 book, which I think is remarkable. I'm excited to see if this comes back as a 9.0 or higher. So that's it, guys. If everything goes well, I should be getting these back in a couple of weeks. I think the turnaround time for these unlimited value books, I think, is 2 working days. So if I submit it today, I don't know when they'll get it. But let's say a couple weeks from now, hopefully I get these back. I'm trying to not look at the grades, so it's a surprise, not just for all of you, but for me as well. So if all goes well, it'll be a week or so for me, but only a few minutes for you. See you in a second. Hey guys, look what just came in. So it's been 15 days since I sent these comic books to Sarasota. And yeah, I know it's 2 working days turnaround time for these unlimited value books, but I sent it late in the week. You know, they didn't get it until, the following Monday, didn't open it until Wednesday. There was a long weekend in there. So all in all, guys, I think 15 days is a very good turnaround for these 2 books. And the best part is, I know a lot of people, when they get that email notification saying their comic books have shipped, they're very tempted to jump onto the CGC account and see what their comics graded at. Well, I wanted it to be a surprise, and because it was such a quick turnaround, I didn't have long to be tempted to look, and I have not actually looked at what these are. So you guys are going to find out what these graded at the same time as me. So I can't wait to dig into this. First, let me find something to open it with. I know just the thing. Sorry, guys, I couldn't resist the gaffe. I saw these at a Halloween store, and considering the book that's in here, I thought it was very suitable. Let me get a real thing to open this with. Hold on a second. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to open this in such a way that I don't see the grades. I probably should have had my wife help me on this one. This is not going to be easy. All right, I don't want to peek. Get rid of this. Also don't want to drop these, considering the value. All right, I don't want to look at the invoice. Face down. All right, I have to find the top and cover. Great, I kind of want to open the Hulk 181 first. Yes, this is my book. Let me take it out of the bag. Try not to look. Okay, so yes, that looks awesome. There it is, guys. So to recap from when I sent this, you know, it had lots of color breaks, spine ticks, you know, general damage. There was a little bit of damage to the back. Yeah, Jeff did such a great job. It looks fantastic in the slab. And again, the CGC forums thought this went from a 4.0 to a 5. I thought it was a 4 when I bought it. I thought Jeff bumped it up to a 4.5. That is my expectation. I don't think it realistically could be a 5. So I'm hoping for a 4.5. Better not be below a 4. I'm a little nervous. Here we go. What is it? It's a 4.5. That's exactly what I thought it would be. Nailed it. Yeah, guys, that looks pretty good. Honestly, that's like one of the best looking 4.5s I've seen. It looks fantastic in the slab. So yeah, pretty happy with that grade. Exactly what I thought it was going to be. And I certainly think that Comic Spot added half a grade to this. Awesome. Okay, if I was nervous about that one, I'm really nervous about the next one. Because here's the thing. I think I mentioned in that first part that when we sent it to the forums, the consensus on the Archie was that it was anywhere from an 8.5 to a 9.4. Like I said, it's going to be the only one on the census, and I think it could be quite valuable in higher grade. I think it's valuable anyways. So the tricky part with this is after I filmed that segment to submit the books, guys, and I was actually putting the submission together, I remembered that there was a little crease in the bottom corner that Jeff, he worked on it for a long time and couldn't quite get it out. And I got really nervous that it was going to grade lower than I thought. Because I've sent in one other submission in the past. It was a book that looked perfect, had one tiny little non-color breaking crease, and it torpedoed the grade, right? It looked perfect and ended up being a 9. So I'm a little nervous here. I'm going to make sure I get the front. Okay, it's on this side. I'm a little nervous that this is going to be lower than I think. Let's make sure I get this out. Yes. Okay, so it's way up top. Oh yeah, so it's a different size comic book. It's more like an ash can size. So you see they put it in a special slab that has like spacers on it. Yeah, so it looks awesome. It looks perfect in the slab. So again, guys, the CGC forums thought this was an 8.5 to a 9.4. I had high hopes for it. I was thinking a 9.0 minimum, and now I'm worried it's an 8.5 because of that crease that I can still kind of see. So if it's lower than a 9, I'm actually going to be disappointed. So I'm going to say 9 conservatively. I'm nervous about this one. All right, what is it? It's a 9.2. Okay, I can absolutely live with that. Awesome. So there you go. It says, Archie, your official Store Club magazine, December 1949, has no number. It says promotional on it. Yeah, white pages. I didn't check the other one. Off-white to white on the Hulk 181. So this is white pages. How awesome is that? So I have no idea what this is worth, guys, but I kind of want to know because, you know, this is a book that I don't necessarily need to have in my collection. I have heard some offers when it was raw. I don't know. Don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it. I'd love to find more information on it if I can, try to come up with a price point of it, but holy smokes, a 9.2 for something from 1949. That is pretty sick, guys. So I hope you guys liked this, the way I did this sort of submission and unboxing. It's kind of cool that I can show the before and after pictures. You can see how it looked before Jeff worked on it and what the results of that clean and press and submission was. So that's it, guys. Head on down in the comments and let me know what you think of these two books. Let me know what you think of slab books in general. And like I said, I'll probably have a few more submissions in the future. I'm not going to make a habit out of it. But that's it. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what you think of all of this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.